Alright, so let's go ahead here and get into the builds. So for the helmet, I'm using the knotted helm. For the body armor, I'm using the knotted cage. For the leg armor, I'm using knotted greaves. For the glove armor, I'm using knotted gloves. For the relic, I'm using the profane heart. For the primary weapon, I'm using the thorn with the mutator extender. Then for the melee weapon, I'm using decayed claws with the mutator volatile strike. And then for the handgun, I'm using Nebula with the mutator feedback. And then for the amulet, I'm using the detonation trigger. For the first ring, I'm using plastic cap ring. Second ring is the braided thorns. Third ring is going to be the probability cord. And fourth ring is going to be burden of the gambler. Underneath the primary archetype slot, I'm using Archon for the primary perk Tempest. And then for the secondary archetype, I'm using Summoner. Fragments. So the fragments are going to be as followed. I'm using the Mythic Reload Speed. I'm using Mythic Mod Duration. And then I'm using the Mythic Healing Effectiveness. So for traits, I'm using Flashcaster. I'm using Fortify. I'm using Kinship. I'm using Regrowth. I have 4 points into Strongback. I'm using Swiftness. I'm using Triage. I have 5 points into Vigor. 1 point into Endurance, which is automatic. And then I'm also using Spirit. I'm using Fitness, Footwork, and Siphoner. First thing you want to do is you're going to go ahead and pop your summons. Once your summons are good and out, you're going to go ahead and switch to Nebula and pop your Nano Swarm. Once that's said and done, you're going to go ahead and utilize your first ability here to get that passive damage increase. And then you're going to go ahead and proc your mod underneath your primary, and then you're just going to fire away. Once you fire a little bit, you're going to proc it again, that being your mod. That's going to proc the additional damage rotation, the explosion, the fire, any form of elemental effects that you have on the build will be applied automatically to your target. And then you just rinse and repeat. That's all there is to it. And then once your Nano Swarm is back up with Nebula, swap back to Nebula, pop your Nano Swarm again, and then just rinse and repeat. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If you are taking a lot of damage and you need to go about doing a quick heal, make sure that any fight you end up going into, you want to initially proc your Dragonheart. That will increase your overall lifesteal effectiveness, so you'll just be able to get a lot more health back a lot quicker. But if you use it in the mix of a fight and expect to be healed instantly, that won't happen. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, that's pretty much it with the build, guys. I'm going to have some gameplay playing off in the background so you guys get to see the whole thing come to fruition. But if you guys have any questions or concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. And if you would be so kind to like, favorite, and subscribe, really supports me, really supports the channel, and makes that much easier for me to do these videos for you guys. But anyway, that's going to be it here for me. I'm going to have some gameplay playing off in the background. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you real soon. Later.